Okay, basically we are actually discussing how we can building our career in the deep learning, and we are exploring some of the demo inside the GeoAI using the ArcGIS Pro framework. Okay, these are all the things we are discussing in the today's session. Okay, in that I'm just telling you some key content for all the things we are discussing here. Okay, firstly, we are discussing career opportunity in the deep learning because that is a main goal us to conduct the webinar, right? So that's why we are discussing about the career opportunity in the geospatial world using the deep learning technology, and we are watching a live demo using the ArcGIS Pro framework. I'm just actually showing the one live demo and how we can learn industry or adapting GeoAI. Okay, what is the role? What is the vital role it was placed in the industry that we are discussing, and we are exploring skill set. What are all the skill set it was needed for knowing the deep learning? Okay, these are all the things we are discussing in the today's webinar. Okay, so that we'll discuss one by one. First, okay, here, okay, we can see the one diagram. Okay, we can see deep learning, machine learning, artificial intelligence. That hierarchy diagram, we are actually seeing it here. In the first, we'll see what is ML. Okay, ML is the main thing. Okay, this is artificial intelligence. That is the that is uses machine learning experience to work on the real world data. Okay, for that, first we'll learn about the machine learning, what it is. Okay. Machine learning, it is basically the study of the computer algorithm. Okay, it is allowing the computer program to automatically improve the experience through data. Okay, while uploading the data to the model, it is improving their experience and it was creating one complete model. Okay, that is the usage of machine learning we all learn. Okay, about this set, here we can see A is the topmost one. It was completely mimic the human brain. Okay, what is the human brain is doing? Okay, I'm showing the example that here in this diagram. So it won't be visualized. I'm just making it as a break. Okay. Okay, here we can see. Okay, as a human, the three students are actually writing the number 9. Okay, as a human, they can easily recognize how we can actually it is 9. But computer won't understand in the 3 technique. Okay, that thing AI is doing. Basically, neural network, they can identify the if it is actually in the different order or a different pattern. Okay, that helpful to do it. Okay, A is the as I told, it is the topmost one. Okay, it was completely mimic the human brain. As we saw the one example also, how the human brain will work. The same thing, A is also mimicking using the neural network. Okay, that are all the things we are discussing, how it was actually mimicked like human brain. Okay, next thing, A is done by multiple machine learning algorithm. Okay, using the ML algorithm and using the ML experience only, AI is actually telling the behavior of the one thing. Okay, if you want to identify anything, or if you want to predict anything, or if you want to identify any pattern recognition, that all the things how the human identify using that visualization, the same thing the neural network is also doing in the deep learning course. Okay, this is as I mentioned, it is the topmost one. It is completely mimic the human brain, and it was actually training from the multiple machine learning algorithm. Okay, this machine learning is the subset of the AI. Okay, this is used to implement the AI. Okay, this machine learning, okay, using the experience of the data and using the algorithm, different algorithm, computer program algorithm. It is helpful to implement the AI. Okay, then what we'll ask, what is the deep learning do? Okay, why we are actually using the deep learning in that? Okay, deep learning, as I told, neural network. Okay, here as I showed in the diagram, okay, 3 ways of 9 or else 3 different type of images is there. For example, if you are considering the satellite image, the built up pattern, to build the footprint inside the satellite imagery, it might be different. Okay, it might be in the different color, it might be in the different order. Then all the things human can easily identify in their eye. Okay, if it is actually visible for the human. Okay, but computer won't understand directly. Okay, that each of the building footprint using the machine learning algorithm experience and all the neural network help, we can identify each neural neural level work. We can do it using the deep learning. Okay, it was same like human brain. The human brain, how it was actually working. In the human brain, we have the neural network, right? We have the neural nerve. The same behavior neural nerve, what it is doing. It was actually, if we are actually visualizing anything, that it was actually that image, that pattern information, it was passing to the neural net, and we can easily identify, okay, this object is actually forest, this object is built up. Likewise, we can easily identify. Likewise, neural network, it was actually trained through lot of experience using the data and using the algorithm. They are actually training it, and we can easily identify it using deep learning framework. Okay. These are all the things of the hierarchical of artificial intelligence. Okay, using this technology, we are actually showing some of the demo. Okay, the only things we are discussing one by one. This is a basic thing about the artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning. Okay, this deep learning, it is the subset of machine learning, and it is the superset of the artificial intelligence. Okay, so all the things, it was interrelated between three of them. Okay, that how we'll see. Okay, while creating the model, okay, as we mentioned, based on the machine learning algorithm and based on the their experience, we are creating the one model. Okay, based on the model, we are detecting the one object, or else we are actually using for it for the analysis like prediction and all. Okay, in there is few cycles we have to follow. Okay, first, like we are creating the one model. Okay, what are all the steps we need? Okay, that we'll see inside this machine learning life cycle. Okay, in that machine learning life cycle, first step is data collection. Okay, data collection in the sense, if you are actually working on the any vector data. Okay, for example, I hope so many people, they are actually coming from the geospatial background. Okay, for them, I'm just actually using some GIS like words. Okay, I'm just giving a different example as well. Okay, now I'm just giving one like vector data, or else we are speaking on raster data. Okay, in that vector data, I just need to identify the built-up footprint. Okay, so that what we are doing actually, usually what we are doing, digitizing the built-up, some of the built-up region we are identifying, or else we are digitizing it manually, and then that built-up we are extracting using the satellite image. Right. Here what we are doing, using the polygon, or else using the digitization technique, we are actually collecting some of the input, the real world input, we are actually taking it here, and after collection of the data, we are storing inside the database, or else we are storing inside the some Excel sheet. Okay, or else we are actually storing inside the file storage as well. Okay, first we are collecting the data and we are storing in the certain platform. Okay, this is the one process inside the machine learning, okay, while creating the model. If data collection is very important, because input data, it was very important while running the model. Okay, next process is data cleaning. Okay, data cleaning, here you are collecting the data, but we are not sure that data it was correct. For example, if you are coming to the vector data, there might be topological error is there. And the raster data might be projection, it won't be project onto the map. These are all the things we have to check. For that process, it was doing in the data clean. Whereas if you are actually taking any Excel sheet data, in there any dead tuples or else any error is there in the CSV file. That all the things we are cleaning in this part, in this second part inside the machine learning life cycle. In the third part, that is future engineering part, that is very important. Okay, we know this polygon, it was having some value. but computer won't understand that normal language. It is having the standard language. Okay. For that, what we are doing, we are converting that raw data into the machine learning understandable format. Okay, that part we are doing inside the future engineering. Okay, that some like algorithm like Boolean numbers, logical numbers, that it was actually using for converting the raw data into the computer understandable language. Okay, next model training. Okay, once we prepare the data, that data we are using in the training and testing, but before that we have to select the algorithm. Okay, that is important. It won't be there here, but it was very important. Okay, after future engineer step, we collected the data, we cleaned the data, and we actually processed into the future engineering step. After that, the most important thing is algorithm selection. Okay, for algorithm selection, okay, which process or else which analysis we are going to do. Okay, for example, data footprint extraction or else directories extraction or else palm tree extraction or else ArcGIS extraction, tree extraction. Likewise, that analysis first we have to understand. Okay, based on that analysis program, we have to select the algorithm. It won't be included like that. It is actually including the data type and data size and computational capacity. Based on all these parameters, we are selecting the algorithm. Okay, this is a very important part. Okay, while selecting the algorithm. Okay, for that algorithm, we need to give some training data, right? Okay, for that training data, we are giving it here using the model training. The training for testing, we already connected it here. The same thing we are actually using in the model training. We are giving some input data to the algorithm. Okay, we are feeding the training data to the algorithm. That we get one model. Okay, that is completely created one model. Okay, then it was actually based on that training data experience. It was giving one output. Okay, that output I am not sure that it is correct or not. Okay, that part we are doing using the evaluation. Okay, this evaluation, what it is doing, if we took the sample, 100% sample, if we took from the imagery, in that 70% data we are giving for the training and 30% of data we are giving it for the validation. Okay, what we got the output using the model, we are not sure that it was correct or not. With all this step, we are doing it in the evaluation stage. Okay, this evaluation, what it is doing, we already digitized using the human brain, so that data it was accurate. And then the model is using that data, we are validating with the model what we got the output. Okay, based on that, we are calculating the accuracy, precision, and confusion method. Okay, next stage is deployment. Okay, we got the output and we validated all the things it was actually done. Okay, next deployment, what it is doing. Okay, it is a process of making the training machine learning model available in the prediction. Okay, we don't know this model if it is working the real world application or not. It's already been validated and we got the accuracy using the sample data, but we are not sure that it was actually correct in the real world data. That part we are doing in the deployment stage. The deployment stage, we are actually checking the data if it is working with the real world data or not. Lastly, we are monitoring it, that deployment of the real world model, if it is working or not, that we are monitoring it. These are all the life cycle including in the machine learning. Okay. Okay, this is one complete about the life cycle inside the machine learning. Okay guys, if you are actually getting any doubt, you can ask me now also, or else end of the session we are actually discussing all the things, what are all the things we discussed. In there also you can ask the doubt, okay, why we are actually using, and all the doubts you can ask. The next step, okay, that is deep learning careers in geospatial science. Okay, why, how it was actually deep learning, it will affect for the GIS people. Okay, why we are actually choosing this one? Okay, what is the pathway for choosing the GeoAI? Okay, like how the people they are utilizing it. Okay, for that I just actually mentioned the three roles. Okay, like how the people they are actually utilizing this deep learning framework in the geospatial side. For that, firstly, we can see the data scientist. Okay, there is lot of professional pathways there. I'm just actually could have specified the three pathway. One is data scientist, how it was actually utilized it for the data scientist people, and how it was utilized for the remote sensing analyst people, as well as GIS developer people. Okay, firstly, data scientist. Okay, if we want to enroll in the deep learning career, first we have to specialize in the spatial data analysis. Spatial data analysis in the sense we have to work more project about the urban planning, traffic management, navigation and routing. These are all the things we have to well know about the things. Then if you are actually coming to the model training, okay, training the model to extract the extracting one object image from the satellite. Okay, if you want to extract any thing, we can extract using the satellite imagery. With that, we can see it using this data scientist. Okay, their role is to do all these things. And if you want to prediction analytics, okay, if you are actually want to know the trends of that pattern, okay, or else trends of that object, that all the things we can do. That data scientist people they have to learn. There is all the things they have to learn how to utilize it using the GeoAI. The GeoAI frameworks, how it was actually used for these people, that they have to aware. And next thing, remote sensing analyst. Okay, this is actually very important for if you are actually working on any model. First, we have to understand about the input image data. Okay, what is your input image data? Because deep learning frameworks and all, it was actually maintaining the low resolution is very less. It has to be less than 1 meter. Okay, then we can easily detect the object. Okay, if you want to detect any object and all, that particular algorithm it is setting for the resolution. For example, inside the three geospatial sites, if you are actually extracting one model, we have to create one algorithm that it is called deep learning packages or DLPK file. Okay, while creating the .dlpk file, we have to learn more about the input data, like input data type and data size and how much resolution it was, spatial resolution it was having, and projection of our input data. These all the things remote sensing analysis must has to learn. Okay, that they mention uses AI to analyze imagery data for environmental monitoring and resource management. Okay, for example, like using AI. Okay, remote sensing, how it was actually useful. For example, if you are cropland, in that cropland, any infect things it was happen for the crop. Okay, that we can identify using the deep learning technology, using some hyperspectral imagery or airborne imagery or else some drone imagery. Okay, using that we can identify that. Okay, that all the work it was actually coming under the remote sensing analyst people. Then if you are actually coming to the GIS developer, the GIS developer they are actually creating one complete product. Okay, while product in the sense while creating the dashboard, okay, we can visualize the data and we can actually easily enhance for the prediction. Okay, there might be some any disaster it might be happens, like the landslide, earthquake, or as far as fire, that we can easily predict and we can actually give the notification in the dashboard and where and all actually flood will happen. For that zone, we can actually previously inform the people to rescue them. It is all the things the GIS developer they can do using the deep learning technology. Okay. These are all the career path in the geospatial sites. With that one by one we are learning. Okay. Then first we'll learn. Okay, we learn about what is machine learning and what is this life cycle and how what are all the career path is done. Then all the things we discuss. Now we'll discuss what is GeoAI. Okay, what is GeoAI and how it was actually utilized in the ArcGIS Pro. Okay, that will see. Okay, GeoAI is the application of AI. Okay, it is one application of AI. It is fused with the geospatial data. Okay, to access the real world understanding of business opportunity or else any environmental impact or else any operational risk. It is helpful to extract rich geospatial data using the deep learning technology. Okay. Then it is performed predictive analysis using machine learning model while building more accurate model to detect the one object or else cluster analysis. So that all the things we can do it. Okay, that is GeoAI. Okay. That as I mentioned, the role of ArcGIS Pro. ArcGIS Pro is the powerful GIS software. Okay, that already we know. This is actually provided by History. It is helpful, more deep learning and AI integration for spatial data analysis like supervised, unsupervised, land use, land cover, classification, and detection of objects. There's a lot of things they already improved it. If for that only we are utilizing it, or else we can create our own model using a deep learning technology. Okay, we can only create the own model using the open source. Okay, that also we can do it. Okay, then why it is matter? Okay, GeoAI enhance decision making. Okay, while as I told, is any disaster might be happen. Okay, if you got already notification in the data dashboard, okay, that what decision we can make. That's while decision making in the urban planning. Okay, for example, if you are actually constructing any malls or else complexes, in that people like parking or else how the peoples they can travel, that all the things we can monitor while creating the urban. Okay, while forming the urban, we have to make sure all these things, or else if we are actually drainage pattern, these all the things we have to recognize it previously. Okay, or else if you are actually environmental monitoring, as I know, flood hazard, if there is any hazard, it might be suddenly happen. In there also we can easily take the decision, and as well as disaster response to intelligent spatial analysis. Okay, that using that prediction, we can easily rescue the things. Okay, that is the reason this GeoAI is very useful in the geospatial side. Okay, next thing, deep learning in ArcGIS Pro. Okay, deep learning in ArcGIS Pro, using that, what are all the things we can do it using the deep learning. Okay, that I just mentioned. Here I just mentioned like image classification. Okay, classifying the cropland or else any forest, okay, or else any water body. There's all the things we can utilize using the convolution neural network algorithm. Okay, we already know using the supervised unsupervised classification, we are using only the machine learning algorithm like random forest or else decision tree, this convolution neural network. These are all the algorithm only we are utilizing it for the image classification for the land cover. It is already we are utilizing it using the some satellite drone image or some airborne image. Then while coming to the object detection, if you want to particularly identify any vehicles or else any patterns like road or else railway path, that all the things we can detect using the object detection. As we mentioned, there's already ArcGIS Pro, they introduced the GeoAI tool. Inside the GeoAI tool, we can actually particularly detect the object. Using the .dlpk package, we can train the model, and using that model, we can easily identify the single object inside the satellite image. So that is all the things coming under the object detection. Okay, using this only, we are actually doing the one demo. How we can actually detect the single object using the deep learning, that framework. Okay. Next, change detection. We are using the temporal changes in the geospatial data. The overall changes will happen. For example, if you are actually taking the deforestation or else any like land use, land cover changes, it might happen in the temporal the temporal changes in between the year of 2003 to 2023. What are all the changes it will happen? Okay, then how much it was natural changes and how much it was man-made changes. Okay, if it is actually illegal changes, then they are actually taking the action for it. Okay, that is all the things we can do it using the deep learning framework. It is already we know, but how using the deep learning, how we can use. Okay, for that, is actually explaining all these things. Okay, next thing, what are all the key skills needed for the careers in the GeoAI? Okay, what are all the key skills we have to improve, okay, while actually working on this sector? Okay. For example, first thing, GIS expertise. We have to expertise in all the desktop software. Okay, desktop software in the sense ArcGIS Pro. If you are knowing the basic about 1 to 2, 3, like spatial analysis tool or like geoprocessing tool, that it is not enough for the deep learning. Okay, we have to learn all the tools was available in the QGIS as well as ArcGIS Pro. Okay, or else we have to learn more about the ArcGIS, online, enterprise, or else UNMGs. All the things we have to must learn in the desktop software. It is all the desktop software we have to expertise while learning the this GeoAI. And next thing, machine learning knowledge. Okay, what are all the, like what are all the knowledge we need it for the machine learning? Okay, understanding the machine learning work in GeoAI. Okay, first we have to understand what is the machine learning work in the GeoAI. Okay, then it was including the supervised and unsupervised classification. For that, we are actually using the different algorithm, as I mentioned. Convolution neural network, it is a deep learning algorithm. Except that the dish tree, random forest is all the algorithm. It's already done. Lastly, programming skill. Programming skill basically for machine learning and deep learning, Python is actually must needed. With that, R is also needed, but this alternative R software, we can learn the Python library inside the Python. Okay, that it is also very like useful. Okay, like instead of learning the R software, we can learn inside the Python library itself for statistical computation. These all the things. It is important. Okay, in that for actually, as I mentioned, for data cleaning and all, the NumPy and this Panda library was creating like placing the vital loop, okay, while actually storing the data and while checking the data. These all the things it was actually needed. It is all the Python, NumPy, Panda. These are all the libraries we have to learn inside the machine learning. Okay, that are all the programming skill, basic programming skill. I'm just mentioning. It won't be advanced. It is a basic programming skill. We have to learn it for the GeoAI. And next, what is the career opportunity? If we learn deep learning for the geospatial science, we can enroll for the urban and environmental planning. Okay, using the AI technology. Okay, if you are GeoAI, it is helpful in the smart and sustainable city by analyzing the land use, transportation, while monitoring the environmental impact like pollution and heat island. Okay, using that we can easily identify and we can work related that sector, the urban and environmental plan. Okay, overall the company they took this related project that we can do. Then by coming to the disaster management, okay, inside the GeoAI, okay, we can actually like post-disaster things we can easily predict. Okay, that it is flood, disaster, wildfire, or else any natural calamities happen like landslide. So these are all the things we can easily identify using the deep learning technology. Like lastly, the defense and security. Okay, in our organization only, we are actually working on the FMS. Okay, that it is for forest management system for actually animal route mapping, how the animal is attacked the city. Okay, that project AGSRT was actually doing more than like they are actually we will like doing this so many part of work in the FMS. In that, they are actually detecting where it all actually elephant it was like detected and what are all the action they took, that all the things that that is a big project that we are actually working on that. It is all the things we can do it using the like deep learning framework also we utilize it for computing and all. These are all the things we can do. And defense and security, I hope so everyone aware about that, how the deep learning is actually working in the defense and security using the radar technology and all. If the any like detecting, okay, it was actually detecting the anomalies, surviving the anomalies. Anomalies in the suspicious vehicle, suspicious aircraft. Okay, using the satellite imagery, we can detect in the defense and security field. Okay, there also deep learning is actually plays a very vital role. Okay, like recent internet also we saw how the radar technology it was actually working in the GeoAI and all. With that, these are all the like career opportunity in this all these sector we can work on that using the deep learning knowledge. The next case studies. What is the real world application in the GeoAI? Where we are actually using this deep learning technology. Firstly, for urban growth monitoring in India. Okay. As I mentioned, while planning for the urban growth, we have to look about the rail or else road path or else metro path or else if you are actually planning on the transportation network. Okay, this all the navigation, okay, where the people they can travel. Okay, and all the things we have to plan and like electricity network or else pipeline network. These all the things we have to pre-plan and we have to grow the urban as per that. In India, as we know, it won't be like much better. That all the things we can do it using the utility mapping and all. Using that we can improve the urban growth monitoring in India. Okay. Then while coming to the deforestation as well, like Amazon forest, what are all the deforestation using the forest fire, natural calamities or its man-made activity. It was actually affected the Amazon forest more. Okay. That all the things using the deep learning we can easily analyze what all the calamities happen using the satellite imagery and they can detect and they can actually take some illegal response. Okay. Next thing, disaster response in Japan. Okay, as we know, in Japan there is lot of calamities that actually happen like earthquakes, tsunami, typhoon. These all the things it was actually happen. Okay, they are actually Japan self-defense team. They are actually monitoring it. Okay, how it was actually happen and they are actually using the deep learning technology. They are actually giving the free alert for the people to move to the other safe place. For and for actually predicting the things. Deep learning it was actually very helpful to creating the dashboard. By creating the dashboard, it was actually giving the any notification for the disaster hazards. Okay. Then these are all the things. Real world application. Then we are actually utilizing the GeoAI more. And then lastly, how to get started learning resources and certification. How we can start the deep learning. Okay, while attending the online course like platform like Coursera, History Academy, and Udemy. Okay, these are all the things it was helpful for the improve our skill. Okay. In our academy also we are also giving the training for the all this software like desktop software or else any deep learning. Okay, we are actually introducing it that also by later. But this development sector, we are actually teaching all the programs, and in that we are actually teaching advanced full stack developer course and GIS analyst and developer course. These are all the things we are also conducting in our institute. Okay, we can actually whom and all actually interested on that. They also inquiry for that. Then certification, okay, using the history platform or else any spatial platform or else any Udemy platform or else any other institute, you can actually get a certificate for the deep learning technology, which are all the skills you improve using the one course. It is all the things we have to keep on developing our skills. The skill sector is actually more important in deep learning. If we are actually having the basic skill, it won't be enough. We have to advance the study about all these things. Okay, we have to improve our skill more and more. Then only we can work on the deep learning. Otherwise, it was actually difficult to enroll in this one. Okay, then what is the community engagement? Using community engagement in the sense, while someone conducting in any GeoAI forum or else while attending the webinar related to that GeoAI or else any local meetups. In that we can here also in this sector also we can actually improve our knowledge. Then lastly, what are all the career? Okay, what are all the jobs it was actually available in India or else in abroad countries. Okay, first while coming to this because that is the main company. There is actually they developed a lot of tools. In the history India, we can get GeoAI data scientists. If you learn all these skills, we can actually get the job. For this job role, we have to apply AI with ArcGIS for environmental and urban analysis. Okay, we have to know all these things more. Okay, AI also we have to learn completely ArcGIS desktop software. We have to learn the things more. It is actually useful for the environmental and urban analysis in the SV company. And this only company, as I mentioned, Satchel, Amnex, Impact Technology, Maruti Suzuki, or else Immersion, ISRO. They're actually working on Satchel. It was working on the remote sensing technology. Like if you're actually detecting the agricultural plant, if there is any impact, it was happened. These are all the things. It was actually working in the Satchel company. Okay, it was actually providing the role like a remote sensing analyst or else in AI analyst, remote sensing and AI analyst. That sector it was actually providing the job. Then Amnex Info Technology, they are mainly focusing on building the smart city. In their job role, we can see job role is GIS and ML solution engineer. Okay, they are actually more focusing on the build smart city system using this spatial AI technology. Then, while coming to the Maruti Suzuki company, they are actually focusing on the logistical and using the GIS based design. Okay, logistical management for the environmental calamities like hazardous or else any other calamities. They are actually focusing mainly on the environmental sector. Okay, there we can work on the environmental data science. Okay, while coming to the Emerson, they are actually mostly focusing on the deployed machine learning in industry platform and how the like this AI model it will go. That role is actually spatial intelligence specialist. Maybe like based on this role, they are actually mainly focusing. And ISRO, as you know, is actually one of the big like institute in this ISRO company. They are actually mainly focusing on the training for the GeoAI and deep learning in the technology. Okay, how we can detect the anomalies or how we can detect the one object. The only things they are actually focusing in the remote sensing research fellow. With this job role we can get. In that package also I could have mentioned for the entry level only for deep learning, we can easily get the 5 to 8 lakh package. Okay, for that we have to more like improve our skills. That it is also important. It is actually like for freshers only they can easily get the 5 to 8 LPA if you are actually confidently doing about the things. Okay, they can easily get 5 to 8 LPA if they knows basic as well. While if they knows like mid-level position, okay, for that they can easily earn 12 to 20 LPA for GeoAI engineer or as machine learning model developer in the GIS sector. And senior most inside India, they can easily get 25 to 40 lakh pay like package for the position like GeoAI architect or strategy head, AI strategy head. Okay, for this role. In the abroad country level and all, they in the middle level itself, they can easily earn 70K to 120K for role like spatial data scientist or machine learning GIS engineer. While coming to the senior position inside the abroad, they are easily getting 130 lakh package to 200 lakh package. Okay, for which you are a strategist, teach lead roles or data scientist. Okay, for this role, they can easily earn like this much. So the main purpose, like how the deep learning it was actually working in nowadays, and how we can utilize the deep learning framework in the geospatial science, and how we can build career. This is the main thing for this webinar. And final conclusion here, we have to expanding the opportunity inside the GeoAI. We have to expand our opportunity in the while actually working on any like environmental or this defense sector or this any urban project. We have to improve our skill. We have to expand our opportunity. For that, we have to improve more and more skill about the AI and geospatial side. For learning the satellite imagery or else for learning any like softwares and all, we have to expand our opportunity. And interdisciplinary impact combine GIS, AI and data science. They using all these technology, how we can complexly, like how we can solve the complex problem for the global challenge. This also we have to take. And lifelong learning. If we're actually enrolling in deep learning, it won't be for like 1 or 2 years. We can't actually learn. we have to stay ahead with the like skills improving sector using while attending, as I mentioned, how we can improve skill and we can engage with the industry and what are all the things it was happening, that everything, every update we have to get it using the website. These are all the things I just need to discuss with you guys. Okay. First, we'll see the demo. I'm just showing, as I mentioned, I'm showing the demo how we can detect the one future using the deep learning framework. Okay, as I mentioned, for that model we have to create. And now it was taking time to create the model. Yeah, so for that I'm just showing using the one created model how we can detect the one object. Okay, that demo I'm just showing. Okay, my screen is visible for everyone, right? That ArcGIS framework. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. For actually working on the deep learning inside the ArcGIS Pro, we have to like install one extension, or else one extension we have to install. For installing that extension, first we have to check our license, okay, which version software, like which version ArcGIS Pro it was. That we can get it using the package manager. Sorry. License. Okay, here we can see the version of the ArcGIS Pro. If you are actually in the like 2.9 version, please upgrade it to recent version for ArcGIS Pro. That in the recent version it was there, but some of the tool it won't be there. Before that, just try to update the recent version here. And based on this ArcGIS Pro version, inside the Chrome, sorry guys. Okay, let it be. Inside the Chrome, okay, just type for the install deep learning frameworks for ArcGIS Pro. In this web page is actually visible for you guys. Okay, if you are actually typing install deep learning framework for ArcGIS Pro, you just tap on this first link. Inside this first link, we can see for instruction on how to install deep learning packages. See this website. We just tap on this deep learning library installer. Here, just scroll until now. It was actually visualizing all the available packages for deep learning. Okay, in that, just open this download for previous releases. Okay, here we can see all the releases. Actually, as per my ArcGIS Pro version, this is 3.4. Okay, for that I'm just actually installing this link. Okay, if you actually tap on this link, it was actually asking for the installation. I already installed it. Okay, that I'm just showing. Here it was there. So, yeah. Okay, this is the one like zip file we are actually getting. Okay, that unzip it. After that, we can see all these three files. Okay, in that, just tap on this .exe file. Okay, just tap on this, double tap on this .exe file. Okay, that I can't actually show because it was taking too much of time while installing. That's why I'm just actually mentioning all the screenshot that I'm just showing. Let's give a few minutes. This is not. Hey guys, give me a few minutes. My box is not working. I'll show.
Okay. Meanwhile, we can discuss if we have any questions.
Then, do you have any question in that? Okay, what are all the things we discussed? Anyone, will you please ask any questions you can ask for them?
Any questions? Good morning, ma'am.
Yeah, please tell me.
Ma'am, how efficient is ArcGIS Pro for using deep learning and machine learning?
I mean, what? The first word?
How efficient this platform is?
Uh,
The results, in terms of results and all, how reliable this platform is?
okay.
I already tried with some of the data, like in the deep learning itself, but it is not picking that much. The object detection is not that accurate as well. So I don't know whether my procedure was correct or not, but still, so that I'm asking how reliable and efficient this platform is.
See, actually, while doing it manually, that actually as per the accuracy, it was actually more good compared to your normal analysis. Okay, for that, while training the model, we have to correctly train. Okay, in there we can improve our experience. Like based on the experience only, these models is work right. Okay, normal analysis and all, it was actually giving somewhat okay the accuracy as I mentioned, like human brain, deep learning, okay, how it was actually working. If as I told one example, we can easily identify. Okay, compared to the normal analysis, this if you are using the deep learning framework, the accuracy it was actually more. Okay, based on while giving more data, or else, for example, if you are actually taking one image, okay, for Bangalore or else Delhi region, anything if you do, in that, for that particular region only, we are actually creating one model file we are creating. Okay. As per that, it was actually improving the accuracy. Okay. If we are actually, for example, the entire Bangalore time, in that the entire Bangalore time, I'm just actually that whole raster tile, I'm just categorized into the 100 tile. Okay, pixel for example, if you are actually taking this images, this is completely one tile. Okay, likewise, I'm just categorizing every image into the 100 style. This is all the entire imagery. I'm just categorized into one part. Okay, now I'm just detecting the palm tree. Okay, that palm tree it was actually categorized into two raster images. One is the complete raster images, the another raster images while training itself. Okay, we are actually giving the model for training chips. Okay, that it was called it as the training chips. While providing the training chips, we are actually giving the data for that it was actually already there. One tool is there. Or actually, if you are actually you digitize this part completely. First, we have to digitize the complete this part. Okay. Then what it was doing, it was simultaneously, likewise, it was taking all this time in that shape only. It was actually dividing the entire raster image into the 1000 type, and it was actually categorized into the palm tree and non-palm tree. Okay, likewise, it was actually sectorizing. Based on that, it was actually giving the output. Okay, this is based on how much we are actually giving the input data and how much accuracy we are actually training the model. Based on that, it was providing here. For example, here, okay, this is this normal analysis and all. We can't identify this shadow also it was identified. Okay, as we know, these shadows also it was detecting using the normal analysis. Okay, that this deep learning framework, using the deep learning framework, it was identifying it is the shadow or else it is the normal image. Okay, for that reason, we are actually using the deep learning framework. Is it clear?
Ma'am, my question was how efficient this platform is, ma'am, to using this deep learning and machine learning.
How was efficient in this? I didn't got.
We have other platform like GE and all. With respect to that, in terms of relying on ArcGIS Pro, or the results in this.
Actually, for demo, I'm just showing this AGSRT Pro platform. Okay, the same thing we can do it using our own model. Okay, we can create our own model. Okay, as we only published I only published for actually built-up footprint extraction using the open source library like scikit-learn, OpenCV library, TensorFlow, PyTorch. Using that, I we extracted one build-up version that I already uploaded in the AGSRT blog. Okay, that also we can check. This only stick on this ArcGIS Pro platform. We can actually do it in the other platform as well. GE, it was actually handling the large data, but if you are actually comparing to the accuracy, using the deep learning, the accuracy is more compared to Google Earth Engine. Okay, you only validate it, the same extraction, we can do it using the Google Earth Engine, but it was actually showing the 100% accuracy. For visualization, it won't be like 100%. For actually improving the accuracy, we are not only deep learning, Google Earth Engine we can get, but deep learning framework and all, we can't actually get it easily in Google Earth Engine. Okay, we have to create our own model for that, or else we can utilize the different platform. Okay, in the Google Earth Engine, we are actually using their experienced algorithm. Okay, using that algorithm, we are creating it and we are utilizing it. Okay, there we are not creating any model. Here we are creating the model. That is the advantage in the deep learning in the ArcGIS Pro or else open source library softwares. Okay, in the Google Earth Engine, what will happen? We are actually training the data. After training, we are actually giving it for the main model and we are classifying it. Okay, we can get the accuracy, precision and all, but we are not sure that it is 100% correct. Right. Okay, for that, we are creating the one file, like a model, like a DLPK file, okay, that it was completely trained. Okay, that it is completely trained. Okay, that I'm just showing .dlpk, that we can show, like create it using the normal ArcGIS Pro platform also, or else any open source library. There also we can create. Using that, we are extracting the particular images. Okay, it was actually compared to Google Earth Engine, it was giving the more accuracy. Okay, that is the main difference. Okay, using the QGIS also using the algorithm. Using the algorithm only, we are actually extracting the data. But here, using the model, complete one, as I mentioned, we are using the pre-trained model. Okay, for example, as I mentioned, for this Bangalore region, I'm just giving it for all the images we are categorized into the built up and non-built up region. With that images, with that real images, we are training for the model. With that two things model we are doing. With that, we are giving the training data as well. Okay, that I'm just showing you while giving the demo. Okay, what it is. Then you can actually get you a clear picture. What is the difference between the normal analysis and what is the difference between the while using the this ArcGIS Pro framework or as any open source library framework. Is it clear?
No. Yeah, ma'am. Thank you. Thanks.
Okay. Yeah. Please tell me.
May I know what is the imagery resolution?
Image resolution of this image.
Yes.
8.59 centimeter. This image resolution, it was actually drone image. The sample data it was. In this image resolution, it was actually having the 8.59 centimeter. That we can check it here also.
What is the deep learning analysis? Is required the high resolution?
Exactly. That as I mentioned, if you are actually detecting the object based on the model, okay, where as I mentioned, we are creating the one deep learning package file. Okay, for that deep learning package file, we are actually, it was actually said, okay, for this package, it was actually that input image, it has to be 8 GB RAM, that I'm just showing. Wait. Okay, so my laptop, it was hang. I'm just, yeah. Okay. Okay. That for that I'm just showing you. Okay. Wait. Okay, let it be. Okay, this is actually one thing. Okay, we are actually working on the like deep learning and all. We have to check all these things. Okay, otherwise it was actually completely handling the things. Okay, what you told actually that input image it was actually very important while doing the deep learning. Okay, as they mentioned. Okay, for that every packages it was actually having the own resolution. Okay, I just took this palm tree detection. We can say I am just using now. I'm just using the .dlpk file. Okay, this is they only provided it. Okay, they actually given the less than 1 meter resolution data. Okay, they could have specified in the input sector. They could have specified here. Okay, it has to be high resolution imagery, and the image size also they could have specified it is in between the 5 to 15 centimeter image. Okay, based on that, we are actually extracting the one image inside the satellite imagery. Okay, that we have to check. Okay, while learning on the deep learning, first we have to check about this .dlpk file. Okay, this is the .dlpk file as I mentioned. Okay, we can actually download it here also. Okay, or else like we can create also. Okay, for that also there is certain methods is there. Okay, we can follow it and we can create our own .dlpk file. Okay, that all the things. Okay, we are like if you are actually joining for the course, then we are actually exploring it more. Now I can't actually show all these things. For that I'm just showing you some of this only one demo. For that it won't be working. Let's see. I'm just closing all the remaining files. Then we'll see. Anyone, guys, anyone have a doubt? Because this laptop is not working, you can ask any doubt for that in this time.
Yeah, madam. This is Ramesh.
Yeah.
So, actually, madam, problem is for the self-learning point of view. I have basically gone through some blogs and even the code also. So the people has given some sample images and the sample code.
Okay.
That code is 100% working on the sample images. Okay. And it is giving the proper result.
Okay.
And even in my company, we have a demo with some people. So they have given the demo for the building building feature extraction.
Okay.
So when they have given the demo on their images, whatever the images they are providing, on that image, this result we are getting properly.
Okay.
But when we are giving the actual production image, then problem is our QC work will increase.
Yeah.
Means the currently problem. What is the problem? Main problem we are facing. This in their image they are getting 80% accuracy or 75% accuracy. But when we are doing the same thing and on the our image, what the production image we have, so that accuracy is 40%. And even the problem is not the 40% accuracy. Problem is because of this 40% accuracy, we have to do 100% QC. The issue is our QC time is increasing.
Yeah, exactly.
So because of that reason, previously 2-3 times we have tried with some companies, and finally that we are doing manual only.
Okay. Okay, the same problem when I started for object detection, I also faced. Okay, while actually using their image, I'm getting the same output. For using my own image, using some different satellite, okay, there it won't be working. For that, what we have to do, we have to learn more about the input data. Okay, which resolution?
So, here the problem is what you are telling, that is absolutely right.
Exactly.
So then what that company, is the company whom we have tied up for this work.
Okay.
So if we are not getting the accuracy, when what they are telling is, sir, do one thing, you give that images, we will digitize and give you.
Okay.
Actually what they are doing, they are taking our images and what you have explained, they are training their data. They have trained their data with our images. Correct?
Yeah, exactly.
So after that again they provide this file, the training file or something. So that after that accuracy is little bit increase. But the problem is for the production either 0 or 1. For the production, if you will tell me 25% problem is there, then for me 100% problem is there.
Exactly.
Because even though 25% problem, I have to do 100% QC. Correct, sir?
Exactly.
And
This
QC
is
time is always increasing.
yeah, exactly. This
This
is
is
no.
this is the main problem why, especially in India, especially in India, we are not easily basically get this GOI, this feature extraction, automatic feature detection and all. Like
Okay.
palm tree. If you want to find the palm tree in the Saudi images or UAE images, you will get the proper result. You will
Exactly.
get the proper result. But the same palm tree, same thing if I want to find in Kerala, if I want to find something in Mumbai,
Yeah.
then there is this is
Then
totally ganjar.
it is completely matter of resolution. And one more thing, can I get to know which platform you use? ArcGIS Pro itself, right?
No. Actually, first they have given us this some method in RGS, workflow in RGS Pro only.
Okay.
After that, they have given their website access where
Okay.
we can basically select the area, upload the images, and it will basically extract the building footprint that you can download as a shapefile.
Yeah, I got. Okay. The problem is actually, did you actually working on that files? Like as I mentioned, deep learning package it was more important. If you're actually while deep learning package .dlpk package, we have to create it for all the imagery. Okay, if there, as I mentioned, if they given this PARC.dlpk, it was given, they given. Okay, but if you are actually try the same thing for the different area, it won't be work. I also tried, but for that, what we have to do, we have to create our own .dlpk file. Okay, that also I just tried. Okay, here you can see this is I only tried, but I have to increase the like accuracy somewhat. I just actually got the output. Okay, this is actually I just created my .dlpk file for my satellite images. Okay, I just tried. It was actually somewhat detected the buildings. Okay, I didn't actually detect it 100% correctly. For actually knowing the things, I just actually extracted it. It was somewhat extracted. Okay, for that, what I did, I just created my own .dlpk file. For that, I just actually faced so many issues. Okay, because they didn't given like a proper documentation. I just gone through some other source and with the help of the GPT and all, I just actually got the somewhat output. Okay, now I'm just trying to implement for all the satellite imagery. Okay, I just tried for one satellite imagery. This is actually having the resolution like 20 centimeter. Okay, for this .dlpk, it was actually identifying the 20 centimeter satellite imagery for that particular region. Okay, I could have selected the one USA data. Okay, for that, as you mentioned that it was 100% correctly only for USA data I'm getting. Okay, that I'm just implementing in the for India data as well. Okay, for that we have to take the airborne imagery and drone imagery. Like normal imagery it won't be work. I hope so that also you might be aware, more aware than me. I hope so. But the thing is, okay, while creating the model, one is the best thing is to learn about the input data. If you are actually learning resolution, it won't be enough. We have to learn about each thing in which spectral reflectance it was actually capturing. In that built up in which spectral reflectance value it was actually capturing. In depth, we have to learn and we have to that is a basic thing everyone knows. I hope so, like knowing the resolution and knowing the data type like 8-bit unsigned or a 16-bit unsigned, because for this deep learning framework 16-bit image it won't be work. It is only having the 8-bit imagery only it was actually working. So we have to focus on that like bit conversion and all. Okay. Based on that, we are creating the .dlpk file and we are actually creating the model. Okay, this is my model only. It was somewhat detected. Okay, I didn't actually did correctly. That's why I didn't actually given the more training data. That's why it won't be some of the things or it was actually not detected. Okay, these are all the things. Okay, it was having a certain step to get this package that I just followed and then after that I got this output. Okay, this is the way of actually creating. That's why I could have mentioned deep learning. It won't be like for studying 1 or 2 years. Okay, we have to continuously studying until we get the output. Okay, it was actually lifelong study. Okay,
Correct.
Yeah.
Actually, in India, most of the GIS people want to learn this GeoAI. Okay.
Exactly.
Most of the people want to learn the GeoAI, want to learn the machine learning, but the problem is, he ultimately whatever we are learning, we want to implement that thing in our regular work. Correct?
Exactly.
If I am not, if when the people are trying to learn the GeoAI and if they are not getting the proper result, then their morale will be down. And when
Exactly.
their morale will be down, then people basically now these days, this GeoAI machine learning related to the GIS, this is most of the part is just limited to the research work. Means
Exactly.
whatever the people are doing the PhD or MTech, they are just taking, okay, this one set drone image for the particular area, doing some analysis, putting all these things in the thesis report. That's all. But when we want to, actually our main focus is we want to implement that thing in our production.
Exactly. That it was true. Yeah. That is actually basically happening with the data. What we are actually getting, we are not actually sufficient data. We are not getting. Okay. For that, if we got any project like that, first we have to know about the input data. About that detection of the one single object, we have to research about the one input data. It won't be like publishing the one product or else giving the one final output and all. It is actually we have to until like advanced research we have to do it here. Otherwise, we are getting somewhat, but it won't be working in the different area. Okay, that it was actually true. Okay, that we are actually here also we are actually finding out more solution about the deep learning. Okay, we are actually might be we are introducing the ML course as well.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Screen कौन है ये रहा है?
I didn't get.
The screen is not visible. Can you please reshare your screen?
Okay.
She's not sharing any screen right now.
Okay, no problem.
Discussion we are actually doing here. There's actually demo. It was actually that got stuck in my laptop. Okay, that's why I'm just actually showing this thing. Okay, then I'm just showing, like telling how we can actually. This is that .dlpk file. Okay, for this actually extracting the build up, as I mentioned, it was actually having a certain step. Okay, that's why. Okay, if you want to know, then you have to join it for the course because it was actually having in so many steps for creating the .dlpk file and detecting the one object and all. For this, okay, as I mentioned, it is already .dlpk package is there. Okay, first we have to install it that file. For that, as I just documented it because I can't show because that it was taking too long time. Yeah, first I'm just telling how we can that interface set up inside the deep learning. Then it was actually helpful for you guys for actually working on that. Okay, here. Okay, I just actually mentioned all the screenshot because I can't actually wait for too long to install because this deep learning it was actually taking too many times. Here we can see, okay, if you are actually click on the .exe file, this actually page is actually opening. Okay, this page is actually opening. Okay, here, welcome to the deep learning libraries. Okay, here we have to click on the next. And next, it was actually asking for the agreement, like a license thing. Okay, here we have to click on accept. Okay, then we have to install it here. After installation, once it's done, inside the ArcGIS Pro, inside the project, inside the package manager, here we have to search for the deep learning essential. Okay, it was installed. If it is not installed, then we have to upgrade our ArcGIS Pro. Okay, it won't be actually available for all the version 3.1 onward. It will be there. We check this deep learning essential if it is installed or not. Okay, once it was done, then your ArcGIS Pro it was actually working on the deep learning environment. Okay, after that, we can see inside the geoprocessing tool. Inside this toolbox, inside the geoprocessing tool, here we can navigate it for the GeoAI tool. Okay, I'm just actually showing one demo. We're using that .dlpk packages. As I mentioned, I also created one .dlpk file. Okay, likewise we can create based on the object and based on the image. Okay, here inside the imagery, we can see the two options. One is actually trying using the RTODL. Okay, this is for creating a .dlpk file. It won't be like single tool. It was having so many steps that we have to follow. If actually I already have the .dlpk file, so I don't need to create this. That's why I'm just selecting this extract future using AI model. In that, I already built the parameter. That I'm just explaining. Okay, here. Okay, for that, what we have to do, here I just create on one training dataset. Okay, we have to manually create the training dataset. While digitizing it, we have to maintain the proper shape, okay, like square shape, that it has to be cover these trees. Okay, for that. Okay. This is the polygon. I just digitized it or manually digitized it. Okay, I hope so everyone knows how to digitize the things. Okay, I just manually digitized it. Okay, after that, inside the tool, okay, that input imagery first we have to give, and inside this area of interest, we have to give this prime polygon, which I just given. Okay, this actually here I just actually extracted, like given the training sample mode, that I just actually given inside this tool. Okay, after this, it was actually asking the info and post process mode. Okay, if you want the only post processing, we can choose the, I just want the only to like extract only the output. This info and post process, it was actually giving the image, and it was actually like image, it was actually better to give. So that's why I'm just actually selecting the mode as info and post process. After that, we have to select our output name. Okay, this .gdb and all we have to give, and output name of the this road extraction. Okay, I already extracted it. I'm just actually giving this some other name. This is part 3 extraction. Just giving the value name like part 3. Start. Part. Okay, that's it. I'm just giving. Okay, then inside the model. This is the way I'm not showing it. It is actually hanging the entire this ArcGIS Pro software.
Impra, have you recorded this
Yeah, I'm
video? No. This process of deep learning, what you have done for farm trainer while you are trying. So, have you recorded this?
created one document.
You
I
have
just
that doc-
created, yeah, I created the document, but I don't have the recording for that.
Okay.
So this is only one thing I'm just showing, because I'm not running it here. I'm just showing the output only. Because it was actually keep on hanging it here. Okay, here it was actually asking for the pre-trained model and the additional model path. Okay, in the pre-trained model, they give us some of the mirror. Okay, if you actually select this drop down, they are actually they are pre-trained model. It was there. Or else, if you want to add the additional models also, we can add. Okay, for that, this option is there, like additional models path, that I can't actually show you. That much it was actually hanging this software. And also I'm just
in the document, can you show them the output?
yeah, for document itself it was hanging. That's why I'm just the entire laptop it was hanging because of the 2 deep learning project I just opened. Yeah, I'll check if it is there or not.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. My bit will move. It won't be work. Okay, it won't be work. Okay, there actually we have to select the software, but it won't be a single thing also. Okay, let's see.
Okay, Impra, can you just share the specification? What is the specification?
Yeah, complete document. Okay, I'm closing it. Okay, let's see.
No, specification requirement for running this deep learning.
Yeah. Okay, that's it. That's actually basically okay. While actually detecting anything, or else we are actually working on the deep learning sector, it was actually very helpful for our career as we solved the so many things. What are all the job like opportunity it was that, and how we can utilize and all the things we already discussed. Okay, based on that, we can actually get a good opportunity in this field. And the one more important thing is actually in our course also we are actually giving the training for all this software. Okay, there also we can learn the so many things. Okay,
Okay, Impana, it is not about that one. So they are asking what is a system specification required to run this
for this
deep
actually
learning model.
configuration is very needed. Okay, for if you are actually working on the deep learning, we have like 8 GB RAM or 16 GB RAM. It was too good. 8 GB RAM is also working. Mine is actually 8 GB RAM configuration. But the thing is, here also I got stressed. Okay, if we are actually like providing all these things, we needed at least 16 GB GPU configuration for our like desktop, and except the GPU, it won't be running. Okay, that is a basic thing. And as I mentioned, the installation and all that is actually it was actually working. And I7 configuration is actually more helpful if you're actually working on the deep learning.